Hey there, hi there, Taurus. Welcome to your month of July dream interpretation reading. I know it's the end of the month, so take what resonates, but this can apply to your advice needed for August as well. So take it as it resonates. I'm making it in July, but it can apply to August as well, or whenever you're watching. Okay, so I'm going to be reading from the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Um, and I'm going to be doing the Lone to Smithereens reading. So sometimes one door has to close before you can enter the next phase of your life. This tarot spread is designed to give you the clarity you need to realize what to hold on to, what to let go, and what to expect from the future. Endings make way for new beginnings and create room for you to become your best self. Embrace them. So one, we have shot down. This card reveals what you need to end, move on from, or leave behind. So I have the Nine of Candles. Okay. So let's see, Nine of Candles. That's gonna be interesting. All right. So Luna came to say hi. All right. So Nine of Candles. Okay, so upright Nine of Candles tells of a current need for protection and conservation. If you're going through a challenging time, self-preservation is the name of the game. Guard your energy and resources, but remember, you're not alone, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Reverse Nine Candles shows you're feeling overwhelmed by challenges. Life feels difficult, and nothing seems to be coming as easy as it should. Take comfort in knowing these are short-term problems. Keep going. You'll get through this soon. So, that's going to be like your main. Hold on. Let me try to see if I can get this better lighting. That's a little better. Not so bright. So, Nine of Candles, you're going through something, you're looking for guidance on what you can do as far as like um kind of like I feel like there's like a pressure cooker and like the pressure is just building, but you're like slowly working up to that. Okay, so Boogie's loose thread. This card shows the reason for this ending and why you need a fresh start. Okay, Queen of Candles. Queen of Candles. Okay, so um, I think like the slow and steady pathways here are going to be leading you to your success. So it's interesting to see how that unfolds. Queen of Candles. That's okay. You're okay. So the Queen of okay, Queen of Candles. Um, candles represents a clever, confident person with a strong, independent streak. Used to being the center of attention, she's a popular, inspiring leader who brings out the best in everyone. Bringing optimism into any project will invigorate it with energy and needs to be successful. The reverse queen of candles lacks self-confidence. Have you been giving too much attention to the opinions of others? Don't stifle your ideas and lose your voice. Make time for a bit of soul searching and express yourself. Don't worry what others may think. You have so much to offer. Yeah, so like you need to let go. It's all right, sweetie. I feel like you need to let go of like that part of you that's like, oh, you have to like you have to restrain yourself at some extent to like appease others. But I don't feel like you have to fully embrace that because it's like let go of that fear, right? Where it's not like you have to be the center of attention. Whoa, honey. Okay, it's not like you have to be the center. All right, sweetie. It's not like you have to be the center of attention, but it's more like you are just doing your thing, and I know that that can be scary, and like it can feel like you're almost like see how the cat's walking past the candle, like you're like I don't know. I feel like you have to move in the shadows because you can't really. You're being told like not to show your light or shine your light in like some regard. Okay, it's interesting for candles too. Yeah, you like that card. So you would think like candles, shining light, right? But for some reason, we're seeing like the the kind of like I don't know how to describe it. I'm gonna describe it. I'm just gonna pick another card and see what happens. I'm gonna just drop it in the deck and see what happens. Yeah, Jack's alive. This card. Want to show your card, sweetie? This card represents what you stand to gain from letting go and making room for better things. So I think you have to let go of that idea of like, okay, I can't shine my light but I can't be the center of attention. Like I can't draw too much attention to myself. It's alright, sweetie. Because by drawing too much attention to yourself, you're like almost like causing the opposite reaction that you want. Like it's like you're like going into hiding, but you don't want to go into hiding. Like you want to shine, you want to like do things. I feel like you want to be like more active. Um, like hermit mode, right? Like you don't want to be stuck in hermit mode forever. You want to be out and about. You want to do things. Um, it's okay, sweetie. There's a lot of things maybe just like prohibiting you from doing that. But you're still looking for that way in to go out. I don't know. Like maybe the confidence. Maybe that's it. Maybe you're lacking confidence. Let's see. Um, lesson learned. This card gives you insight into what you'll learn from this experience. Okay, Three of Needles. Okay, by going in and reflecting, you're learning about this. Three of Needles. Um, this is a card of heartbreak. Okay, so you had to go through a heartbreak. That's unfortunate. Betrayal and wounded feelings. Yeah. If a situation is making you feel like needles are piercing your heart, take care of yourself. Express yourself and work through your feelings in healthy ways. This hurts now, but it won't ever. So I think you were gaining that confidence you needed, but then someone broke your heart. Like when you first like start dating someone, right? You're both feeling very confident, you're both feeling really assured that you're both wanted, you're both needed, you're both loved by each other, but then that heartbreak comes, right? That betrayal. Three of Needles in reverse symbolizes coming to terms with the past. Yeah. It's time to pluck the needles out of your heart and let it heal. Nurse your wounds and go forward. Okay? So you're nursing your wounds right now and because you've been hurt. like you came out, you were confident, you showed yourself in the best light possible, and these there's three needles, but the number three, you could, I don't know, in a dating world, there could be multiple people that you could be interested in or interested in you, and then all of them like start ghosting you, right? That can hurt, obviously. It can also just be like three best friends, right? You were a group of best friends, and each one of them betrayed you, right? By just kind of like breaking up with you, right? Um, so that's hard, right? Because once you started feeling confident, like, oh, I'm in a relationship, or oh, I have a best friend, or whatever, you were like, oh, you see how people act differently when they're in a relationship than when they're single, right? When they're single, they can be confident. You can be confident when you're single, but you can also be like even more confident when you're in a relationship, especially when it's going really well. So when that person like broke up with you, or that friend broke up with you, that hurts, right? So that's kind of the feelings that you're working through. Meant to be. This card reveals the future. What's waiting for you on the other side of this transition? The Seven of Potions. Seven of Potions. Okay, so what is waiting for you is the Seven of Potions. Okay. Seven of Potions. So, upright, dreaming can be a powerful act of manifestation. Let your mind wander a little. What adventures do you want to go on? Where do you want them to take you? Visualize your best life and then put real action behind making those visions a reality. Reversed, you have a lot of options in front of you, and each of them seems dreamier than the last. It's easy to get caught up in idealistic thinking now, so make sure you're seeing things as they really are. Don't be fooled by smoke and mirrors. If you find yourself presented with something that seems too good to be true, be careful because it probably is. Okay, so once you're looking at your breakup as like a good thing, once you're looking at the relationship as, okay, like it's good that this happened because now it's opened my eyes to see this person as who they really are and like what they're really about. Um, then you can now start to realize like, it wasn't you, right? Like, there's that cliche line in movies all the time, like it's not you, it's me. But like, okay, like that doesn't matter, right? Like it doesn't matter how many times a person says that so that they can try to make themselves feel less guilty or try to make you feel less bad about it. But it's like kind of sort of passive aggressive, because it's like, well, I know it's not you that messed up, it's me, but like I'm still not gonna like try to fix things with you. Like it's almost like taking steps backward, right? Like that's how breakup works, right? You take so many steps forward in the relationship, whatever those milestones are. Um, it can be moving in together. It can be going to a holiday event together, introducing each other to introducing each other. It's all right, sweetie. Introducing each other to your families. Like it's a number. There's like a number of things, right? So knowing that you've taken all these steps forward and you've come out so confident because you've learned so much about yourself. Like people in relationships are so much different than people not in relationships, right? Because there are so many different, I guess, I'm trying to think of the right word. There's so many different kinds of relationship. There's so many different twists and turns that each adventure with that other person you're with can go on, right? And there's so many different challenges and how you face, how you overcome them. And you, I feel like, learned so much about yourself that it gave you this, like, you learned that, like, you don't need to be in a relationship to be happy, but you know how to be happy and how to live a healthy relationship. So you learned a lot about yourself as far as like keeping yourself independent from your partner, but also what it means to rely on your partner, right? And you learn these two very different mindsets. And you went through very different situations, very challenging situations. And you also went through very exciting, happy events. But this is all things that you learned. These are all things that conclusions that you made and that you came to. Your partner, I can't speak for them because they broke up with you. So there you go. They probably didn't learn anything other than maybe they prefer to be single and they don't appreciate you. Okay? I'm not speaking on behalf of them. Um, this is your dream reading that because this person broke up with you and betrayed you and turned into a nightmare. So your dream of a fairy tale romance with happy endings didn't come true. Quite the opposite, actually. And there's a time and place to like reset, start anew, get this person another chance, try to work things out with them. And I think the clock on the relationship is just kept getting reset so many times that you've lost interest because it's just like this repetitive cycle. So for you, it's like, well, I'm going to keep being happy over here. I'm going to keep living my best life over here and being confident. And this person that betrayed me and it's just like flip flopping back and forth and never really knows which way they want to turn, they can stay over there separate from me. But you drew the line in the sand. That's a famous saying. Is like you drew the line in the sand, saying if you do X, Y, and Z to me, like if you betray me again, right, then it's over. We're done. But they've already just betrayed. They recently betrayed you. Like it's not even been like 24 hours and they betrayed you. So, um, this is so recent that you're not even interested, honestly, in like entertaining the idea that um, you're back together, right? Like, in their mind and their perception, you're back together. But like when they decide you're back together, good for them. That's their personal choice. But it also doesn't align with any like logical, sensible realization of what's really going on. So you're dealing with like almost like you're dealing with like two different personalities, like night and day, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like this person is like Two-Face or something, but not Two-Face where they're like fake. I mean, they are kind of fake, but it's just like it's deeper than that. It's not so like shallow. It's like deeper, deeper shallowness. How does shallowness become deeper? I don't know. Like it's like deeply rooted in them to act a certain way one minute and then act another way the next. I'm not sure where that stems from. I have like some ideas, but for you anyway, you're not really interested. You were interested before in like trying to solve this mystery of them and their strange behavior, but now you're not interested anymore. It's kind of like you already came to the conclusion. You already know why. Um, yeah, a peek behind the Cyclops eye. A peek behind the Cyclops eye is a great tarot spread to use when you want to find out what's happening underneath the surface of a situation or relationship. It shows hidden aspects and themes as at play to give you a fuller understanding of this true nature of things. Okay, so that's what we want to do here. The eye. This tarot card represents what happens to be going on. It's the base card that shows your current perception of the situation. And that is your Knight of Candles. Okay, this werewolf with this candle that looks just like gnarly AF. Okay, this gnarly wolf thing. That's kind of like what you're dealing with. Like, if you could draw a picture of this person who betrayed you, that's their self-portrait. Do you really want to be in a relationship with that gnarly thing? I don't think so. Okay, so that's interesting. Knight of Candles. Okay, so let's take a look here. Alright, Knight of Candles. Okay, so upright, the Knight of Candles is a fierce, bold, impulsive figure who breaks down barriers, full of wild, affirming energy. He's feeling inspired and always up for an adventure. Reversed, here's the impulsive enthusiasm of the Knight of Candles leads to frustration and chaos. It's time to rein in your wild side and focus your energy on the journey in hand. You won't make any progress if you don't pay attention to where you're going. And that's exactly what's going on here. Okay? So you're like by day, I want to say, you have the Knight of Candles as a fierce, bold, impulsive figure who breaks down barriers. Like in a good way, like goes after what they want, they're ambitious, they're driven, right? They're trying to make their dreams a reality, they're a beautiful, inspiring person, full of wild, primal energy, full of life. He's feeling inspired and always up for an adventure. You like adventure, so you guys are like, that's your dream, right? That's your dream guy. Is like this wonderful, like full of life personality, right? But by night, right, which you're afraid of, the fear driving you here to unravel this nightmarish persona of this person, this energy. Here's the impulsive enthusiasm of the Knight of Candles leads to frustration and chaos. Okay? It's time to rein in your wild side and focus your energy on the journey in hand. You won't make any progress if you don't pay attention to where you're going. And that's kind of like what you've seen. You've seen them at their best. You've seen them at their worst. But now their worst is turned into they're not able to associate their bad negative side thoughts with what's going on with them and outside influences. They're now drawing in conclusions that you're somehow responsible for their anger, frustration, and their chaotic behavior. When in fact, they're responsible for their own behavior. Okay? So, what's hidden? This card shows the nature of an important hidden aspect of the situation, and that's your Page of Candles. So you have the Knight of Candles and the Page of Candles. Okay. So, the Page of Candles represents someone who's full of fresh, innovative, creative ideas. He's ready to soar, but may not yet have the solid, stable foundation necessary to move forward and bring those great ideas to life. Reverse, the Page of Candles is dealing with disappointment and frustration. He put a lot of energy and time into something, but things haven't gone according to plan. Don't clip your own wings and give up on your dreams. Instead, strategize and try a new approach. Okay, so you're going to think of a new approach because this approach where they're betraying you and they're hurting you is not working. And I think if you have the right energies in alignment for endless possibilities and, heart's dreams and desires and good things and positive things, then something super negative happens and it disrupts the entire balance. It just disrupts the entire equilibrium of the relationship, right? They experience a trauma and project it onto you and start practicing unhealthy habits, which leads to them this chaotic animal primal energy, and then you over here with your creative ideas try to come up with something new to solve all of this. It's just so time consuming. It's so energy draining and sucking. Like, it's almost like you could be doing so many other things, but instead you're trying to like coexist with this person, almost like friends after the breakup. Blech, I don't like that. I don't like friends after the breakup. I don't want to be friends with my ex. Like, I never have wanted that ever. I'm not friends with any of my exes because they're garbage people that behaved garbage. Like, okay. Advice. This card gives you advice to keep in mind while handling the situation. Okay. And we have the sun. Okay. The sun card. Okay. So let's see what the sun says. I think you need to do what's best for you regardless of what's best for them. I think they're going to act a certain way and do their life a certain style because that's all they know. Like, they don't know anything else. And it's not going to be you that like shows them a different way or teaches them a different path, because they've already like made up their mind of how they're going to, like, in their version of what coexisting looks like, their ex or whatever they want to call you. I don't know. Like, they can't make up their mind is what I'm sensing. And you've already made up your mind and you're just now like laughing because you're like, you are so far in denial. Like, you are so far out of depth. Like, you're so just like delusional in thinking I'm gonna just continuously let you betray me over and over again, and I'm just gonna keep living my life that way. Like, with you thinking that you're like my partner here in all of this, like in this journey, and they need you. They need you to say you're their partner. They need you to say you're my true love. You're with me. I can break up with you as many times as I want, but you have to stay with me. Like, I can break up with you today, and you're gonna have to just deal with it. And then tomorrow, I want to get back together with you, but I just need to break up with you tonight because I just don't feel like being a partner tonight. That's garbage. That's puke. That's putrid. That's bleh. That's just so disturbing. Um, and you're not having any of it. Like, it's not your energy anymore. Like, and I feel like there's like a lot of confusion around it, but let's see what the sun card says. When cloudy skies pass, the sun comes out, shining warmth and happiness in everyone's lives. The excitement, renewed energy, and joy Jack experiences when he discovers Christmas Town perfectly embody the energy of the Sun Tarot card. If you've been sad or troubled lately, the sun is a sign you're about to feel a very positive shift in your life. Use the rejuvenating energy to reconnect with good friends and enjoy yourself. There's so much enthusiasm in this tarot card, it signifies a powerful time for inspired brainstorming. Reverse, the sun can either represent reckless idealism and a runaway ego or a lack of joy in your life. Have you become bogged down in day-to-day details? Do something fun and unexpected to shake yourself out of the humdrum mindset. So, when they're boggling you down with like, um, this is your advice anyway, so it's a perfect advice card. So when they're boggling you down with like all these things that they require of you to like just accept and like deal with, right? You have so removed yourself and so moved past that they're now gonna just be stuck, like in limbo. Like, in their mind, they're like doing the most insane, like crazy planning and strategizing. They're not even thinking of like the real reality of what's happening. They're not even thinking of how their actions have affected your relationship with them beyond repair. I don't think there is any repair here, to be honest. I think it's like the end of the line, and you drew the line in the sand now, and they know that, and you kind of have to just now remove yourself from their energy, and then when or if they try to, more like when they try to re-engage you to get something from you that they want based on their terms, I just don't feel like, I feel like you're not playing their game anymore. Like, it's a rude wake up call to them. It's I want to say it's like a rude awakening because for them, because they think that like the clock just restarts on your relationship every time they reset it. When in fact, the clock is gone. The clock is broken. There's no fixing it. There's no repairing it. It's broken. Whatever timeline existed where you and this person ended up together forever, it no longer exists. Not in the way that you perceived. Because they made crucial errors in the relationship that have shown you the kind of person they are under pressure. And anytime there's pressure in the future, which there's always pressure, there's always challenges, there's always stress. Anytime that enters into the fold, into your life in the future, this person who you used to think you could count on has now become the pressure, has now become the challenge. And they chose that path for a reason. But you have to remember, the sun always comes out, and you have to still keep living your life, and you still have to keep being the best person you can be, and keep fighting for what you want, and respect yourself first, and love yourself first, and whatever happens to this person, it's not your responsibility anymore. It's not your job anymore to try to fix them. It's not your job anymore to work things out with them. Be friendly, be yourself, be a beautiful soul, but you're not, as much as you're like friendly with them, it's more of like just common courtesy and genuine politeness versus how you actually feel and like what you actually want. I don't see that changing anytime soon. Um, because your dream was to be with this person, but after having so many nightmares about this person, it's kind of like that's a theme now. It's like now they're just a nightmare to deal with. It's not a dream anymore. It's not a fantasy anymore. So there's going to be a lot of more interesting stuff to come. But that's your dream reading for the month of July. I will try to get to your love reading as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching, Taurus. Love and light always. Please subscribe. Bye.